Thanksgiving. I'm a mess. It's fine. We're gonna get past that. I didn't feel like getting dressed just to cook and then have to get dressed again. So we're just gonna stay in our sleeping clothes. But I debated not even doing this because I'm already kind of like, there's chaos going on in my head. But I told you all I would, and that's what I'm sticking to. So we're doing it. Yesterday the only thing I made was these cookies right here. My sister-in-law ended up coming over, and she stayed a pretty good while. She stayed a couple of hours, a few hours, and it was nice to catch up with her and spend a little bit of time with the boys. What little bit of time you can spend with children that want to run around. But yeah, that put me behind. I'm not complaining though. We've got plenty of time and it's fine. So I am a little bit chaotic up in here, and it didn't help that this morning I had like my to-do list. I'm really weird about to-do lists. If I make them, it irritates me if I don't get everything done. Well, yesterday I was super optimistic, and so I put things on there that didn't matter, like wrapping the Christmas presents that go under the tree. Well, for my own kids, I've still got a ton to wrap for family, but I usually will wrap my own kids, and then I'll get my girls to help me with everybody else's because they don't mind it, and it definitely makes it go faster. But I wanted to get those wrapped, and yesterday I would have had plenty of time, and so this morning I made myself do it, which is still too early. We're planning to eat around 1 or 2, and so I do have it calculated, like I wrote everything out and how long it will take for it to cook. So I'm a little bit prepared, that's the word, but my mind is also going, you're running out of time, get to work. So anyways, I did make these yesterday. They're the cookies I shared in the collab. I did not go the extra effort and put the prettiness on top, and I'm regretting it. Trying to tell myself it's going to be fine, though it's not that big of a deal. But I still have dough in the refrigerator, and I'm thinking about getting it out and doing them again, redoing them, because the dough in the refrigerator is for our family dinner, but I want the pretty ones today. So I might give these to my family, sorry y'all, and make the pretty ones for my family, my little family. I don't know. I probably will, because I've already got the oven preheated. Anyways, so I still have, I'm going to start the mashed potatoes soon. They take 4 hours, maybe 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. That will be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and get the mashed potatoes going. Last minute, yesterday I was watching Tamara's video, and she mentioned crock pot mashed potatoes. I'm going to make Tamara's crock pot mashed potatoes. I'm going to make stuffing just because Lily likes it. Homemade macaroni and cheese, rolls, and ham. The mashed potatoes take the longest. The ham takes like 80 to 90 minutes. Well, the rolls technically would take the longest. My friend Erin made some rolls yesterday from the bread machine, and she sent me the recipe, and hers looked beautiful. I'm sure she won't care if I share with you all. I don't want to share her name, but that's the rolls that she made. So I might just make those. I worried about making them as a new recipe on Thanksgiving. Let's see. I'm going to read really quick. It says total time is 2 hours and 20 minutes. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just make these, just because, I mean, it's pretty much the same ingredients we use every other time, but the only good part is you get to put it in the bread machine, and y'all know I love using my bread machine. So we're gonna make her rolls, and then I'm gonna go ahead and make the macaroni and cheese. And when I make our macaroni and cheese, I'm gonna make the family's macaroni and cheese as well for Saturday, and just put that in the freezer. That's one less thing I have to do on Saturday. And I figured I would make myself record. I told you all I was going to. I don't think I've fully ever recorded Thanksgiving, which I'm sure I'll leave parts out, but I always have people that want to see it, so here we go. I'm also going to make punch, and we'll share that. It's a new recipe that I definitely just totally made up, but we're hopeful that it's going to taste good and not look like vomit. this point, I figured that I might as well just do voiceovers for this entire video because it's going to take me forever if I try to talk, because y'all know I get just all over the place when I'm just talking to you. So I decided just to sit up the camera, relax, and just cook as if I normally would, but, you know, also still kind of worry about the camera and whatnot. So that's what we done. We'll see how it goes. Just, I don't know how people will like this style of video necessarily on this channel, but, you know, it's better than nothing, I guess, hopefully. So we're just starting out with these rolls that I'll link the recipe down below because it is I don't know, it's an internet recipe, but y'all, these was so good. Literally my favorite rolls ever. Like I said, I was worried about them, but they came out absolutely perfect. I actually made them again today because this is a day after Thanksgiving. But I made them again this morning for tomorrow's dinner. Again, a perfect recipe. Actually done 1.5 batches for our family dinner tomorrow, and both of the batches came out beautifully. Definitely a success with this one. A lot of times with my recipes, sometimes it can be hit or miss even if I follow the same recipe. This one was wonderful. Like, I told Erin, my friend that gave it to me, that I felt like I owed her some money or something because she's the best. She always sends me really good recipes. You'll actually see a different one later on for the desserts, but these rolls was wonderful. If you have a bread maker, I definitely suggest that you try them. So next up was the start of the Oreo balls. Now, I don't have a recipe for this because I've done it so many times that I don't know, I do it by heart, which I do a lot of that cooking like that. But I typically, if I was going to guess, I'd say that I used 2/3 of this pack of Oreos. I use my little Ninja food processor and chop it up super fine. I think that makes a big difference. I have made them before a little chunky, and we just prefer them really fine. So you just chop them up here, and then you will add cream cheese. Used to, I added a whole block, and I just always thought that was a little bit too wet, I guess is the right word to use. This time I only used a half of a block, and I think they came out much better. And I mean, it's not the first time that I've used half a block, but especially if you have the double stuffed or the triple stuffed Oreos, they do have more cream, so you don't need as much of the cream cheese. You just mix it all together, make balls, and then I'll put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. Or like 30 minutes maybe, so that's not right. Just to get them nice and chilled, and then you just roll them in chocolate with the golden ones. We do white chocolate, and they're delicious. They're always a hit. Now we're moving on to the potatoes. Yes, I use a potato peeler. Okay, I know. Maybe that means I shouldn't have a Southern card. We don't have those around here anyways. But if I try to peel a potato, I'll have a little bitty stub left. So I use a potato peeler, okay? We pick our battles around here, and potatoes is not one of them. So I'm just going to peel up these potatoes and then cube them up just like you would if you make normal mashed potatoes. Put it in the crock pot with water or chicken broth. I just put water and some chicken bouillon, and then some other seasonings, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, I think. Let it cook for the 4 hours or until they're fork tender, and then you'll just drain them out, add some milk and butter, and just blend them together. And these was really good. They was really good. Was they the best potatoes? Maybe not. But, I mean, it was potatoes. They're delicious. I do typically like to add cream cheese to my mashed potatoes, and I thought about doing it with these and didn't. And maybe that would have made them the extra delicious. Just, I don't know, it's potatoes, okay? They was fine. The kids really like these Pillsbury cookies, and so I decided to just start including them as tradition for family dinners. Now we're going to go ahead and start this macaroni and cheese. I did taint it according to most people and added some Velveeta, but I think it was the best macaroni and cheese that I've ever made. It's a little bit time consuming, but it was delicious. Will I make this all the time? Definitely not. I will stick with the other easy recipe that I shared a while back, but for holidays, this may very well be my go-to recipe because it was so good. So we're going to get it started here. And then we're just going to jump right in here to this treat. Erin told me about this. She sent it to me on Facebook. And I just thought we would give it a try. I actually did think about not doing this night. But Wendy thought she would like them. So I went ahead and made them. And the kids did like them. And they was pretty good. I kind of fancied it up as fancy as something like this can go. And I added a little Hershey bar piece on top. And it did make it kind of hard to bite into. It was prettier that way, in my opinion. But it was a little bit harder to bite into. Not impossible, but a little bit harder. But, yeah, Erin gave me this recipe as well. And y'all know I like anything easy. And these was pretty good. So thank you, Erin, again for sending me this recipe. It's as simple as it looks. You just need Ritz crackers, marshmallow cream, some chocolate chips to melt, and graham cracker crumbs if you want to add them. The original recipe used them, but honestly, they're just for looks. As well as some little chocolate bars if you want to add that on top. It does make it cuter. Just you need a little bit more biting force. But then you just put the marshmallow cream in between two of the crackers, smush it together, melt your chocolate, dip it in, sprinkle on your graham crackers, put on your chocolate, and voila, s'more bites. They're good. We would definitely make them again. I mean, to be fair, I like a lot of things, most things, so I might not be the best judge of good, but they're good. And you know, with this much cheese, it's gonna be good. When I made ours, I put like, I wouldn't even say it was half and half in this. But when I made ours, I added a little bit of Ritz crackers on top and crumbled them up. I thought the kids would like it better. I thought it was just fine, but Wendy doesn't like the crunchy to it. She told me it makes her feel like it's not cooked, and it kind of grosses her out. So when I do the families tomorrow, I'm not going to add Ritz crackers on top. You could do that if you wanted to add a little extra, but we're not going to do it tomorrow to make the baby girl happy. This is another thing that I started the night before. This is like the chocolate lasagna that I made a video on a while ago. But this time I actually made it correctly, except for I used it in a pie pan. And Wendy said that she preferred it the other way with the little bit of whipped cream in the pudding mixture. So next time I make it, I will probably do it that same way again. This is good. I mean, it's just fine. But we just liked the fluffiness that it added to the pudding layer when I messed it up the last time. sort of fail for testing out new recipes that I mentioned earlier, it would be this ham. Now, it wasn't terrible, but it definitely wasn't great either. Like, John and Nolan wouldn't even eat it. It had a weird spice to it. And when I pulled it out of the oven, I smelled almost a cinnamon scent to it. And then whenever I went to make the glaze, I sniffed it and it smelled like cinnamon. I was like, no way, there's no way they're going to like this. So I just mixed up some brown sugar and butter and put that over top of it. And it was okay. I will not buy this ham again. I will definitely stick with my Kentucky Legend ham from now on. But, you know, we tried. I thought we'd go a little bit more fancy, and it did not work in my favor. So next time, we're just going to get our Kentucky Legend ham. Started making punch a couple of years ago. I think I originally seen Fallon start doing it, and I thought, you know what, that sounds fun and festive. So we started, and the kids all really enjoy it. It's one of their favorite parts of holidays and birthdays. I've learned that you can typically just mix a fruit juice and some Sprite and Hawaiian punch, and it's usually good. I don't think we've ever made one that tasted bad. So I was a little bit worried about the color combination because the peach pineapple mango juice was a little weird, but it ended up being a perfect Thanksgiving color, in my opinion. The kids really wanted the blue juice, but I wanted something that looked more festive for the holiday. Yep, there's my boy. He came over to visit with Jonathan and his girlfriend, and we enjoyed having him here. It was nice to have him and his owner home. So we had a wonderful time. I did share just a little bit here with you of the day, but pretty much just took it in, enjoyed our time with Jonathan and his girlfriend, and just obviously I didn't really want to record her or anything, so we just got little bits and pieces for you guys, and we had a wonderful day. By the time Jonathan left, my back was killing me. I had pretty much stood up for 2 days straight, and I could not even bend over without like having to hold my breath because my back was hurting so bad. But it was worth it in the end because we had such a good time. We done our gingerbread houses like I planned on doing this year, as well as we drew names for Secret Santa, something that my kids have always done. Well, the last couple years anyways, they have done it. And Jonathan did want to continue doing that with us. And this year we included his girlfriend as well. So we had just a wonderful time. I hope everybody else had a wonderful Thanksgiving as well. And we're going to go ahead and close out this here. I'm going to share the kids and mine. That one's mine. But share our gingerbread houses, and we will see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you all next time. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Until next time. Bye, guys.